On tonight's CTV News, the City Council warns rates could rise to pay for the floods. More job losses are planned for Lincoln University, and a local schoolboy has thousands of Cantabrians relying on his skills every day. This is CTV News. I'm Grant Mangan. The Christchurch City Council is looking at individually waterproof wrapping flood-affected houses.
Waterproof wrapping, a solution put forward to reduce the number of Christchurch homes experiencing above floor level flooding. 300 residents from the St Albans Mighty Hau area attended an information meeting yesterday hosted by the Christchurch City Council. It was there the council revealed new flooding solutions, in particular for one of Christchurch's worst affected areas, the Flockton Basin. Council Land Drainage Manager Mike Galuli says the wrapping made of impermeable material is an option but can't definitely be sure until further testing has been completed. The council are working with the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority, looking at the possibility of testing the wrap solution on a red-zoned house. If the testing goes ahead, the house will be wrapped in the sealed material. Mike Galuli says it will then be filled with water and then watched to see the result. Another solution put to residents was the installation of a pump station on Patrick Street. The pump would reduce the above-floor flooding in the worst affected streets, but Galuli says it will not solve everyone's water problems, especially those below Hills Road. It's a matter of sink or swim with the newly identified flooding solutions, but the Flockton residents simply want answers before decisions can be made.
And staying with flood issues, Christchurch City Council staff are warning councillors rates may need to rise to help pay for the flood clean-up.
This year's floods have devastated Christchurch streets, soaking homes and forcing people to leave. The cash-strapped Christchurch City Council can't afford an estimated $5 million clean-up bill. The bill also covers the remediation work along the Dudley Creek and other areas. During a Finance Committee meeting, councillors asked how the council could cover the cost of the clean-up. Staff suggested a possible option would be to increase rates. Under the council's draft annual plan, rates are already due to rise from $36.38 to $38.74. That's a weekly increase of $2.56 a week. That's about $122 more a year. If the rates rise 1.7% to cover the flooding bill, each ratepayer will be forking out another $32 each year. Increasing rates is never a popular option with residents, but other than selling assets to cover the insurance shortfall, this council doesn't have much choice.
Environment Canterbury is targeting residents to help clean the air. They're focusing on Timaru, which has been labelled one of the most polluted towns in New Zealand.
Timaru topped the list as the most polluted town in New Zealand, recording twice as many PM10 particles than Auckland. So what is being done to clean the air? Environment Canterbury launched a campaign yesterday calling for locals to help them become smoke-free. It's part of government regulations that require towns to lower their high pollution nights to just one a year by 2016. And Timaru has already recorded 9 this year.
So they've got a long way to come, and we're going to get stuck into it with them and make progress. And one has to be confident that one can always meet targets, otherwise they're not worth having.
In the past, the Timaru Council has struggled to get on board with ECAN, but that's now changing.
In Timaru, that didn't happen for whatever the reasons were. So over the last 2 or 3 years, we've put a lot of time into engaging with the council, talking to the council and getting onto a shared sort of platform of understanding.
Timaru's Mayor Damon Odie says there's been a noticeable change in the air quality.
Although our nights that we breach the allowed range are still around 30, actually the concentration and the density of the particles has come down quite a lot. So we are making gains on it.
But it's a matter of finding the right solution to help.
But there's no one tool in the toolbox. I mean, we do have an ageing demographic and a lower medium average income in Timaru. So if we simply went and chucked everyone's log fires out, we may create other health issues with some of the elderly people.
Timaru homeowners are already being offered a $1,000 subsidy, an incentive to make the switch from old log burners to a newer efficient form of heating. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Lincoln University is cutting costs, so jobs have had to go. For the university to save nearly $4 million, 63 staff members have taken voluntary redundancy or early retirement. The job losses mean the university will meet most of its $4 million savings target. Lincoln University received more than 340 submissions on the proposed changes, and consequently, half of the proposals were changed. The equivalent of 48 full-time positions were cut, with 89% of the affected staff members choosing to resign voluntarily. A multi-million-dollar computer school for graduate students is to be built in Christchurch's new Technology Innovation Precinct.
A computer school for graduate students is to be built in the Christchurch Innovation Precinct. The Minister for Tertiary Education, Skills and Employment, Stephen Joyce, announced the school at the official announcement of the Vodafone's New South Island Technology Hub. The government is investing $28.6 million into 3 computer schools to be located in Christchurch, Auckland and Wellington. Minister Stephen Joyce says the schools will help address significant high-level skills shortages in the rapidly growing ICT industries. Tertiary institutions in New Zealand have significantly grown its high-level computing courses in the last few years due to increased demand. The Tertiary Education Minister, Stephen Joyce, says the demand for ICT professionals is up by 19% since 2010. Minister Joyce says the need for highly skilled graduates is strong and will continue to grow. The school is expected to be ready for the first students by the second semester of 2015.
Rebuild workers may be missing out on KiwiSaver, ACC cover and holiday benefits as they're hired as contractors when they should be employees.
KiwiSaver, holiday pay and ACC cover when a person is injured or unwell are all part of the average employee's contract. Hundreds of rebuild workers may be missing out because they are hired as contractors where they should be employees. Firms pay ACC premiums and tax for every staff member, but when they are contractors, those payments do not come out of the employee's pocket, meaning ACC could be missing out on thousands of dollars. Many workers are taken on as contractors at a higher pay rate. Although attractive at first, the money may not match the long-term benefits. Kevin Eder, the owner and managing director of Trade Staff, estimates that 90% of people employed as contractors should be paid as employees. Inland Revenue list on their website the difference between a contractor and employee. You should be an employee if the employer has control over the hours you work and where the work is completed, if the work is supervised, if the employer supplies the materials or equipment you need to do the work, and if you can be prevented from working for someone else at the same time. Local recruitment agencies alerted the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment of the possible mistreatment. They are currently investigating companies trying to avoid the employment role.
The Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority is holding off on a decision to reconsider their red zone offers.
The Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority has no plans to revise their red zoning decision until the Supreme Court makes theirs.
And the Supreme Court are going to decide that issue. Until they've decided that issue, we don't think it makes any sense for us to be making any new offer.
Quake Outcasts has been fighting the government's offer to buy their uninsured properties and empty sections at 50% of the land valuation. The 68-strong Quake Outcasts group won a judicial review in 2013. High Court Justice Graham Pankhurst ruled the Crown's offer unlawful and said it needed to be revised. But Chief Executive Roger Sutton stands by their initial offer.
We clearly do think our offer was fair. But for these people, large amounts of money are at stake, and I think they are exploring all their legal options to see if they can, get more money out of us. So I understand what they're doing, but I think what we did was fair initially as well.
A spokesperson for the Quake Outcasts group believes it's delay tactics from Sarah. Quake Outcasts have vowed not to give up, despite the expensive and long drawn-out process of going through the courts. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Coming up, New Brighton gains, but Sumner has lost out on the coast to coast.
Loose Lips is a new woman-only weekly chat show made for Cantabrians where nothing is sacred and no topics are out of bounds. Loose Lips starts Thursday the 29th of May at 8:30 CTV.
Hi, I'm Mark, and welcome to Staywell Pharmacy. Whatever the season, Staywell Pharmacy has you covered. As an integrated pharmacy, we stock all the well-known pharmacy medicines, as well as quality nutritional and herbal treatments. Our team of pharmacists and full-time naturopath are here to help you find the products and advice to suit the needs of you and your family. So come in and see us at Staywell Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road in Hornby. Staywell Pharmacy. Live well, stay well.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company. Oi!
Christchurch has its very own enchanted utopia, the Hitching Post. Pop in and see for yourself. A magical assortment of handmade creations, custom-made candles and artwork. Choose from our huge range of water features, garden art and imported giftware. Specialists in handcrafted metal artwork made in store. Nestled on 722 Marshlands Road. The Hitching Post, defining art our way.
The Hearst Auto Dismantler's premises has been sold. We apologise for any inconvenience.
Pestral has the latest technology that repels rats and mice and even helps control cockroaches. Covers walls, ceilings and open spaces. Combines electromagnetic, ultrasonic and ionic technologies. Harmless to pets and people, just plug it in. Order your Pestral rodent-free today. Now $149.90 plus courier. Order within 20 minutes and get it courier free. Call 0800 88 88 44 or go to pestral.co.nz.
Watch Let's Go Shopping and see some gorgeous clothes from Maxwell Fashion.
Restart Mall is on the move. Today, half of the containers are being dismantled and shifted, making way for new developments.
The big shift is underway. 20 of these containers are to move on to another site, making way for a $100 million retail precinct development. The containers have been based opposite Ballantyne since the mall reopened in late 2011. However, Nick Hunt, who CTV met earlier this year, is pushing ahead with plans on his site, which will back onto Anthony Goff's major development. Nick Hunt's site sits where the Whitcoulls and Shades Arcade buildings were before the big February 2011 earthquake which shattered them. Moving the containers to their new home near the Bridge of Remembrance means the popular mall will be able to continue trading for at least another year. It's been a tough few years for the brave retailers who have managed to struggle on and restart mall without office space drawing workers into the central city. Ballantyne's has proven to be the main draw card. The mall was also marketed as a popular tourist attraction. The mall will reopen on June 13.
The Coast to Coast is moving from Sumner to New Brighton. Emma Cropper spoke to a local shop owner about how it will affect them.
The event that sees over 800 competitors race from the West Coast to Christchurch has had a change of ownership and now also a change to the finish line. No longer will competitors end the event on Sumner Beach, instead it's being moved to New Brighton. But where does this leave local businesses in Sumner?
I'd hate to see it go out to New Brighton, however, because it will change the dynamic of Sumner for that weekend as well. And with the Coast to Coast, it's a big thing. It's a pretty big thing for Christchurch.
The Rock Cafe borders the Esplanade where the event finishes. Thousands line the sand to watch the multi-sport athletes make their final run to the end. A prime opportunity for businesses to boom.
It is a good thing in certain ways and a bad thing for others. For us who have businesses here in Sumner, it did increase our incomes as well, potentially also bringing more customers out to us and seeing well, we're new, so we've been here 6 months now, so as a new business it's nice to have more people coming out and seeing it.
But scoring the event for the New Brighton area has been a bonus.
Look, it's fantastic news. We've been working with the guys from the coast to coast just to be able to assist them in the transition and also be able to look forward with them at what the event's growing into. So we're obviously wrapped with it.
The area is undergoing a makeover to make it more attractive to locals and tourists. Having the coast to coast shifted into the area is going to help boost its image.
Yeah, well now we've got 4 events in the space of 4 months over summer that attract over 20,000 people to the area, and there's a whole bunch of other events backing it up. So as the events capital of Christchurch, it's starting to line up brilliantly.
The coast to coast has been taken over by 5-time longest day winner Richard Usher. He's taking over the role from Robin Judkins, who's been the director for the past 32 years. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
In the lead up to the Commonwealth Games, competitor Angie Smith has been training with young Christchurch athletes.
With the Commonwealth Games drawing nearer, Christchurch athlete Angie Smith has been training with young athletes at a local primary school. The 22-year-old Rangiora-based competitor has been running since she was just 10 years old. The middle distance runner will be competing in the 800-metre race at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow this year. Angie Smith says the support she received in her early days until now has been crucial to her success so far.
I think just to keep chasing my dreams and to have steps along the way, and like always knowing that I've got a big race coming up, makes me really focus on my training and having the great support around me. Like as I said, I've got an amazing coach and family, and then all the support crews. So it's just what I love doing. So
Angie Smith headed to Hillview Christian School today, gaining momentum in the lead up to the Games and hoping to inspire young athletes to chase their dreams. The Canterbury University student is also training to be a teacher. Visiting primary students is something special for her.
It's really special to think that I am able to inspire other kids, because I know how much I looked up to older athletes when I was younger. So I still don't feel like I am, that much a role model in some ways, because I don't think I'm doing that amazing. I've got a long way to go, but it is nice that I can inspire these kids, and I'm sure there's so many talents out there, and if they can get just even a little bit of inspiration to work hard and chase their dreams, and that's awesome.
11-year-old Luke Mitchell is a keen runner and Hillview student. Competing nationally and for Canterbury, he came 7th in his age group for New Zealand. Luke Mitchell says meeting Angie Smith encourages him and other students to not only work hard with his running, but actively chase his goals.
Well, they can sort of see like a champion, and then they can grow from there, and then,
And does it inspire you to be better,
definitely.
faster?
Yeah. Because then you could try and push harder, because you want to try and be and you try and beat your PBs.
Hillview's head of sport, Paul Norton, says it's fantastic to see Canterbury athletes like Angie competing internationally, but also inspiring young runners as a role model right here at home.
Angie's fantastic. She's so enthusiastic. She really tries hard and puts an effort in all the time. So I want to see, so the children can see that and do the same thing, to reach their goals by trying their hardest.
Angie Smith's running inspiration is New Zealand runner Tony Hodgkinson, the national record holder for the 800 metres. Angie Smith says to even get close to Tony's personal best would be incredible.
It's been a really good season so far, so the Commonwealth Games is definitely a dream come true, so I really would love to make the final as my first aim, and then obviously a medal would be the ultimate, but I don't want to put too much pressure. I just want to go out there and give it my best shot, and I feel like the training's going well and I'm really excited. I've got about 6 races. I'm heading away on Friday. I've got about 6 races before the Games to prepare myself. So
the Commonwealth Games begins on the 23rd of July in Glasgow, Scotland. Angie Smith leaves for overseas this Friday. Joa Batista, CTV News.
Still to come, a local schoolboy has thousands of Cantabrians relying on his skills every day.
Hi, Rob Coate-Williams. Join me with Rob's Country every Friday at 7:30 in the evening when I take you out of town and talk about anything this country. Rob's Country, Friday at 7:30.
Yuck, look at all this moss and lichen. I'm not getting up there, not in these heels. Time to call
Mossbuster.
Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. You can buy Mossbuster online for less than half the cost of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest, or Mossbuster can do it for you. Check out our website or call the Mossbuster crew for a free quote. Mossbuster, 0800 88 1000.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
My son's helped me greatly with my independence now that I've got more mobility.
Mum, I've been looking into stand assist chairs from More Mobility. They recline back with a footrest, then when you want to get out of them, they stand you up. You can even sleep on them. More Mobility can bring one out for a free trial. There's even electric beds too. What do you think? For more range and more expert advice, see More Mobility, corner Clarence and Princess Streets off Blenheim Road.
What a difference more mobility makes.
Blackwells has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackwells your #1 choice. Visit Blackwells today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn, or online at blackwells.co.nz.
Flash News 7 at Red and Black Sport gets a new title as well, but we'll still be talking every week to the movers and shakers in sport. Red and Black Sport, Monday night, 7:30, here on CTV.
He could be the next Jim Hickey. At 17 years old, one local schoolboy already has thousands of Cantabrians relying on him to tell them the weather. Emma Cropper has the story.
It's no secret Mother Nature strikes Christchurch hard. And when the bad weather comes, thousands of locals turn to this Facebook page. 44,000 to be precise.
So yeah, you'll be surprised how many people message us asking when it's going to snow, even during the middle of summer, what the weather's going to be like in their particular town.
And the man behind the page isn't a seasoned expert in telling the weather. Josh Oliver's just a 17-year-old student at Burnside High School.
Well, I've known quite a lot about weather ever since sort of as long as I can remember. I've always sort of enjoyed it.
He started the website just over a year ago. When the once-in-a-20-year winter storm came through, his online following took off.
And in that day I went from about 200 likes on a Monday morning to about 14,000 by the end of the day. So that's what really got the page going. And then it's just steadily grown from then to now, I suppose.
He's learnt it all by being self-taught, using these websites to help predict the region's weather.
There are graphs that are then interpreted into surface maps, which is then what I write the forecast from.
Now, with such a large following, when major events at Canterbury, thousands use this page as a first port of call.
Floods, for example, I saw that as a way to sort of help people out and not necessarily benefit me. I think the floods they hit most people in the region pretty hard 3 times. And I think people turned to our page for updates to see sort of what they had to do to keep safe.
But what do his friends think of all the attention on Facebook?
Yeah, it just had like 40,000 likes, I think. So it's pretty big for a student at Burnside High School.
I think you need a lot of dedication to be able to run a page like that. And so, yeah, I think it's really good that he's doing something like that. So people can get up to date with the weather.
While he is wrapping up his final months as a Year 13 student at Burnside High School, Josh already has plans once he graduates, hoping to expand the online page into a business.
And definitely maybe get a website going, hopefully by the end of this year, and then sort of bring other aspects into it, maybe a weather chasing business or something like that would be good fun.
Until then, he's keeping busy with these daily updates as Canterbury heads into a chilly winter. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
If you're driving around the Christchurch Central City, CTV's traffic update will assist you navigating the repairs taking place.
Hello travellers, the Central City is a busy place with roadworks forcing traffic to back up. Please follow my advice to help you avoid delays. Madras Street is continuing to be busy. Work at the St Asaph Street and Madras Street intersection is slowing down traffic. The entire area is running slow in the evenings, and we encourage you to use Montreal Street or Fitzgerald Ave North to get home. St Asaph Street, when travelling westbound at this intersection, is down to one lane. We recommend using Morehouse Avenue to go west if possible. To keep up to date on what's happening with the Central City roads, stay tuned, keep watching CTV News first at 5, and in the meantime visit the Transport for Christchurch website.
Now that website has a lot of additional information about roadworks in the Central City and information about roadworks elsewhere around the city. Don't forget also that updates of our road updates screen at 7, 8 and 9 a.m. on weekdays and also at 12 midday. Well, finally tonight, here's your regional weather.
Kia ora everyone. Well, it was a sunny day around Canterbury. Let's see what the highs were for today. Timaru had 12 degrees today. Temuka and Geraldine reached 13 degrees. Ashburton, 12 degrees today. Methven had 13 degrees. Rakaia, 12 degrees for you. Dartfield had 13 degrees today. Leeston and Rolleston had 12 degrees. Lincoln also reaching 12 today, and Christchurch, the sun was out today, but the temperature's only getting to 12 degrees. The same over there in Akaroa with a sunny day with 12 degrees, and out north of the Waimak, Kaipui, Rangiora and Amberley, all only getting up to 12 degrees for Wednesday. Taking a look inland, Culverden and Hamner Springs, you were both on 14 degrees today, and 14 degrees was also the high in Cheviot. And further up along the east coast, Kaikoura on 12 degrees. And let's take a look at the weather for Thursday. Timaru, fine with high cloud increasing during the day and light northerly winds. Tonight's low will be 3 degrees, and tomorrow's high you can expect 14 degrees. Ashburton, a fine day ahead with early sunshine giving way to increasing high cloud. Will be cool though with light northerly winds. Tonight's low 3 degrees, tomorrow's high 14. A few northerly breezes are installed for Christchurch and increasing amounts of high cloud for your Thursday also. Tonight's low will be 4 degrees and tomorrow's high 14 degrees. Kaikoura is looking fine on Thursday with high cloud increasing during the day and light northerly winds. Tonight's low 3 degrees, tomorrow's high a moderate 15 degrees. A fine cloudy day ahead around the rest of Canterbury, but temperatures will be fairly moderate. Let's take a look at what we can expect for Thursday. Temuka and Geraldine will get to a high of 13 degrees tomorrow. Methven, you'll have 14 degrees and 14 expected in Rakaia. Dartfield, you can expect 14 degrees tomorrow, and Leeston, 14 degrees also for you. Rolleston and Lincoln, 14 degrees for you as well, and Akaroa will be on 15 degrees. And out of North Canterbury, Kaipui and Rangiora, 14 degrees is set for your Thursday. Amberley also have 14 expected there. Culverden, Hamner Springs and Cheviot a cloudy day ahead with 13 degrees. Looking ahead for Canterbury, cloudy and cold on Friday and Saturday with a few spits of light rain at times. Light southerly winds on Friday, tending light easterly on Saturday. More persistent rain developing from Saturday evening. Cloudy from Sunday through to Tuesday with periods of rain with a small risk of heavy falls. It will be very cold with snow possibly lowering to 500 metres with moderate southwesterly winds. And that's your weather update for Wednesday. Have a great evening.
And that is CTV News for Wednesday. I'm Grant Mangan. Good night.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.